Hi there, I'm Amy Blumendahl. This is AB Fit Prenatal Workouts. I'm a certified prenatal and postpartum fitness coach. I'm going to be taking you through a 20-minute second and third trimester strength circuit. Equipment today is dumbbells, and then if you have a resistance band, we're going to be using it in a combination move. So if you have it, find somewhere to secure it about chest height, maybe waist height. If you don't have a resistance band, that is okay. I will show you what to do without it. Make sure that you've got doctor's clearance to do prenatal exercise. An important thing about prenatal workouts is really tuning into how you feel day to day. So how you feel today, and then being mindful of any symptoms. If you're feeling good, you can definitely challenge yourself a little bit, but we don't need to be setting PRs or pushing boundaries at this time. Exercise should really be serving and supporting what our body needs during this season. All right, let's get started with a very short warm-up here. To stay with that 20-minute time interval, we're going to be making the warm-up and cool down really short. So if you need a little bit extra, you can pause that video and warm up for a couple more minutes, or you can take a couple minutes of the first time through the circuit and kind of just take it easy and warm up that way as well. So let's start with some hip circles. You start small and get bigger. Stay within a range of motion that feels good for you, and reverse direction. We're really being mindful of our breathing strategy and our intra-abdominal pressure as we move throughout these exercises. And let's bring it back about shoulder width. Let's do some squats, body weight squats. If you need a wider stance for a little bit more accommodating, to accommodate baby belly a little bit, you can go wider. If you need to go a little bit more narrow to accommodate any pelvic pain, you can do that. Nice, 2 more squats. Good. We're gonna reach across, warming up the shoulder joint, getting a little bit of rotation in there. Reach and pull. Here's 3, 2, 1. Plant those feet again a little bit wider and just shift it left to right. Doesn't have to be deep here unless you want it to be. 1 more left to right. Quick and effective warm up. Let's go hands behind the head. We're going to do some hinge work here. So just hinge forward, push those hips back. About hip width stance. You can be hands on hips as well if that feels better. So we're keeping our back neutral, keeping our pelvis neutral. 1 more. Nice job. We're going to march it out here. We're going to reach and pull. Bring those knees out wide if belly is a little bit bigger. If you're in the late second trimester or third trimester, we're getting a little bit bigger with that baby. Baby is getting big and healthy. Nice job. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, shake it out. Quick sip of water if you need it. Our circuit today looks like this. We're going to be doing all strength work, 45-second intervals for 6 intervals, 15 seconds rest in between each interval to make sure we can transition to the next movement. All right, our first movement is going to utilize our resistance band. You can have a dumbbell in your hand as well. So bring that resistance band about chest or waist height. Start with a little bit of resistance here. If you want to have a dumbbell in your opposite hand, you can. So the foot that steps back is the same as the arm with the resistance band. So we're going to reverse lunge back and pull on our way up. Let it go as we go down into a lunge. Half on each side. So this is going to work that posterior oblique sling. Help us with pelvic stability and back strength. 3, 2, 1, here we go. If you want to do, if you don't have a resistance band, it's just going to be a rotate, push forward. Rotate, lunge, push forward. That still gets that rotational movement that I want. We're going to switch sides in 3, 2, 1, here we go. As you step back, you can kind of rotate into that front leg. And if baby belly prevents a big rotation, that is okay. Just find a rotation that feels good. And if it doesn't feel good, take the rotation out. You don't need to add it in. Here's 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go down into a bear plank. You can incline this if you don't wanna go to the floor, so you can go hands up on a chair or a bench. So get those knees underneath the hips. We're gonna pull the knees up and lower them down. Here's 3, 2, 1, go. So first we're gonna engage that core, get a nice light connection, and then lift our knees up off the floor. I'm gonna hold for just a few seconds here. How long you hold is up to you. You can drop back down. So we're getting a nice co-contraction of that pelvic floor as we engage core first, and then lift. And you can add maybe some shoulder taps here. Try to breathe evenly. Exhale, connect. Lightly lift baby belly. And you'll feel that pelvic floor just kind of automatically lift up lightly. Nice job. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Next is going to be a seated or a half kneel lateral raise. So grab maybe medium weights. Single arm here. Find a seated position. 3, 2, 1, here we go. We're going out to the side, slightly at an angle. So we don't want to be totally in a T shape. You can have that bent arm position for this as well. So we're working one side at a time, really engaging that core in a different way. If you'd like the half kneel, doesn't matter which arm, just find what's best, or which knee is down. Switch sides right here. Again, light connection. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower and release lightly. Another breathing strategy would be to exhale through the whole thing. So exhale all the way down. Reset, inhale, and then exhale, lift again. 3, 2, 1. We're going an uneven farmer's carry. So I want a dumbbell. I want you to find a 90-degree. So this could be a little bit heavier if you want it to be. 3, 2, 1. And we're just gonna walk. So if you only have room for a couple steps, you can rock forward and back. So we're gonna hold this. So this is very similar to holding a baby carrier. So at this 90-degree angle. Whatever you have space for, it's just a couple of steps. 3, 2, 1, switch over to that other side. Finding that isometric hold, really lightly connecting all the way around 360 degrees, lightly connecting with that pelvic floor, light lift. Trying not to lean, so counterbalance, we don't want to lean this way, we want to stay nice and upright. 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm going to grab a second dumbbell here. I'm going to find a bent over position. I'm going to lift my dumbbells out just a little bit and roll like this. So what I'm simulating here, go ahead and 3, 2, 1, go. What I'm simulating here is crib height. So weight baby in to you. Set the baby in. Get the baby out. So I really want to practice this bent over position so we don't end up rounding our spine to get baby. We want to be nice and strong. Use our legs to lift and brace into a nice position as we kind of reach up and over crib. Nice job. Pull those shoulder blades back and down. Nice. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna go into a Romanian deadlift for our last movement. So you can go a little bit heavier if you want to. Effort level on strength movements while in pregnancy, maybe a 7 to 8 effort level. We're gonna hinge forward, let the dumbbells go right alongside our body. Go ahead and join me. Lower it down, squeeze it up. Glutes and hamstrings are working, core is working. Inhale down, exhale up. Other option here is to exhale through that whole movement. Whatever you find manages that pressure and feels better with your movement. So on your way up, you want a light connection to the core, light lift through that pelvic floor. We want to release any tension in those shoulders, so pull those shoulders back and down. As you inhale, whether that's in between the movement or on that lowering phase, we want to inhale through that side body. Expand through the rib cage. 3, 2, 1. That is our 6 exercise circuit. We're gonna be going through 2 more times, so 3 times total. Good time for a drink of water if you need it. So now that the movements feel a little bit more familiar, you can maybe adjust for more challenge if you want to, making sure that we stay within that effort level of 7 to 8 or maybe even a 6. "15 seconds, and we're gonna get going with our reverse lunge row. Setting up that resistance band again. If you remember which side you started on, try to go on the opposite side first this time. Stepping back with the same leg as the band is in. Here we go. Rotate in, step together, pull. So this isn't necessarily a leg challenging exercise. We're challenging the glute on that front leg a little bit, but we're really challenging that back posterior part of the body. From right side, let's switch sides right here. So you'll feel that diagonal pull, so you're working the top of the shoulder and then the opposite leg on the back. Inhale down, exhale up. 3, 2, 1. We got bear plank. I'll show an elevated version or an incline version here next. So we can still maintain that bear position here, or we can go into a high plank on a chair. 3, 2, 1, go. If you're on this incline, you can step in, step out as a way of moving. So being mindful of coning and doming of that midline. So taking a quick peek while you're engaged in this plank. Take a quick peek down. See if there's any tenting or coning shape in that midline. If there is, we want to try to readjust and redistribute that pressure out to the sides rather than out and front. So, and if you're not able to manage that pressure or change how that pressure is distributed, 3, 2, 1. Maybe adjust the type of movement we're doing or the variation that you're doing. We're going to go seated or half kneel, lateral raise, set it up. 3, 2, 1, here we go. If you're in this half kneel position, I like to curl my toes under in the back. If you'd rather do a double arm lateral raise, you can do that as well, or alternating. You got options, whatever is best for you today. Switch sides right here. Working the top of the shoulder here, working that core, preventing movement and twisting and lateral flexion. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Going into our farmer's carry or our baby carrier carry. So find, again, starting on the opposite side if you remember. Another option here, if you don't have space to move around, we can do just like a march. Here we go. You're gonna just march in place, trying to avoid any leaning like I just did. I like this 90-degree position because that's how we carry carriers. We kind of flex into that and bring it in close to our body. And you can, if the weight vertical doesn't feel good, you can pull it horizontal. Let's switch sides right here. And if you, the average baby is about 7 pounds, and then the carrier is a couple more pounds. So if we have a 10-pound dumbbell, that's probably what it's gonna feel like early on, weight-wise. And then obviously they just keep getting bigger. So we wanna be strong in this position. 3, 2, 1. Bent over row. So you can do this, I'll do this with a single weight this time. So find that nice bent over position. 3, 2, 1, here we go. And it might even be smart to kind of bring the dumbbell in and then up and over to kind of simulate that crib set down and pick up. You can experiment with stance as well. If you feel like the stagger stance feels better for you, you can do that. You can experiment with hinging forward a little bit more, like so. Shoulders back and down. Nice job. So this is different than any strengthening you've probably done, but it's really important to be strong in these functional type transferable movements that you're going to be doing as a parent. 3, 2, 1. We got Romanian deadlift. Set it up, finish out round 2 with this interval in 3, 2, 1, here we go. A way to make RDLs, Romanian deadlifts, a little bit more transferable, because this movement, we might be doing this day to day, but we certainly are doing this staggered stance a lot. Picking up stuff off the floor, hinging down. So that's a great way to make that a little bit more transferable to daily life if you don't want to do this standard Romanian deadlift. Sometimes that split stance feels better too as baby grows. Gives you a little bit more room. 3, 2, and 1. All right, little break here. Heading into round 3. All right, 20 seconds. Finding our way back to our resistance band for reverse lunge and row. All right, set it up, team, in 5. Here we go. Whichever side you want to do first is fine. Lifting our eyes up to look in front of us, or neutral spine through the neck. Slight lean forward. Hinging at the hips. That back knee ends up underneath our hip and shoulder. Switch sides. One more, 1 or 2 more. Here we go. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bear plank or incline plank. All right, curl those toes. Here's 3, 2, 1. Exhale, connect, lift baby belly, and lift those knees. And you can hold it there if you want, otherwise bring it down, take a little rest, and then come back up, re-engage. So we want to engage baby belly without kind of tucking under. So lightly connect to baby belly, bring baby up and in, lightly lift pelvic floor, and lift into that bear plank. And if you want to do breath to movement, you can definitely do that. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. And if a hip shift feels good here, you can do a little bit more restorative or prehab type movements for those hips. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Seated or half kneel lateral raise. Since I'm already in this kneeling position, I'm just gonna stay here. Seated and half kneeler is a great way to really find stability through that pelvis. So we want to be able to, we want our pelvis joints, our hip joints, our sacrum, our tailbone, all of that should be able to move. There's definitely joints there. We want to be able to move through those joints, but we also want them to be able to have stability through other movements. So like this movement in particular, we don't want to be able to, we don't want any movement through the pelvis. Let's switch sides. We want it to move when we want it to move. We want it to be stable when we need it to be stable. Because movement in the pelvis during this exercise is not helping us to lift. It doesn't help us strengthen those shoulders. Sometimes it's helpful to connect with core by putting hand on there. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Farmer's carry or farmer's march, whatever you want to do here. Here's 3, 2, 1, here we go. And if marching, if straight up and down with the knee doesn't feel good, you can go out to the side slightly to accommodate belly. As we lift the knee, we want to avoid any tucking or rounding through that low back. Switch sides. Last couple reps here, nice job. 3, 2, 1. All right, bent over crib height rows is next. All right, again, set up that stagger stance if you feel more stable there. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Little hinge forward as you set baby in or pick baby up. Nice job, we're about halfway through. Nice job. Extending weight out from away from your body is definitely very hard and taxing. Very core heavy involvement. Nice job, here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, Romanian deadlift to finish out the workout. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Range of motion is always something there that you can manipulate. If something doesn't feel good and you don't necessarily want to eliminate it right away, try maybe going a little bit less deep in the movement and see if that helps. Maybe adjust stance a little bit. RDLs, Romanian deadlift, since that's what we're doing right now, you can go wider with them. You can also create more stability, change how you're holding the weight, all things that we can try to keep the movement in if you enjoy the movement. Here's 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, team. Take about 30 seconds here, grab a quick sip. Couple mobility movements here. We'll go hip rotations here, so just bring that knee up and around. Couple reps each direction. Other way. Other side. Switch direction. Again, keeping our cool down short. And if you can do some mobility multiple times through your day, that's going to benefit you quite a bit through pregnancy. Really support your body. Staying mobile, especially through that T-spine. As everything kind of gets crunched in, it's important to maintain mobility through there. One more. All right, roll through those shoulders. Reverse it. And bring those arms behind. Open up the front of the shoulder and chest. And release. 2 big inhales and exhales. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release down. One more time. Inhale, full body stretch. Drop the shoulders. Stack everything on top of each other. Exhale down. That is it for our prenatal strength circuit. Thank you so much for pressing play. Use that comment box below if you liked the workout. Share it out. Subscribe to my channel and share that channel out as well. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you next time.